Okay, boys and girls, this week I'm going to read you a book called Mama Seeton Whistle. And so it's by Jerry Spinley, and the art is by Lunan Bam. And so as we read this book, this is a realistic fiction, so the events in the story can actually happen. And as we read, there are several characters in this story. So you should have listened to your vocabulary video and heard what character traits are. And so I want you to listen to some of the character traits of this book. So let's get started. Mama Seeton's Whistle. The first whistle happened one day when Skippy Seeton was 2 years old. Mama Seeton came to the back door to call him in for dinner. He wasn't there. Mama Seeton was puzzled. From the kitchen window, she had been watching him play. She stepped into the backyard and called again. No one came. Mama Seeton was worried. I wonder, where did Skippy go? Where is he? Can you see him? Is he hiding? And that's when it happened. Without even thinking about it, Mama Seeton puckered her lips and whistled. It was not a loud whistle or a fancy whistle, just a simple 2-note whistle. But to Skippy Seeton's ears, it was too wonderful to resist. He popped up and piped, "I'm here, Mama!" He had been hiding behind her the whole time. So he was hiding behind her. That whistle got his attention. Every day, from then on, Skippy Seeton came to dinner when he heard his mother's whistle. And that's how it was when little brother Sheldon came along, and brother Stuart, and finally a little sister Sophie. So they have Skippy, Sheldon, Stuart, and Sophie, and then of course Mama Seeton. So think about those characters. Whenever the Seeton kids heard the whistle, they came running from the backyard and from their friends' backyards and from the beeswax living room where they sat on the floor watching TV. For these were the old days when only one family on the block had a TV. Could you imagine only one family on your block having TV and everybody had to go to their house if they wanted to watch it? Every day, Mama Seeton baked a chocolate cake. Every day, by the end of dinner, it was gone. Oh, that would be pretty good to have a chocolate cake every day. As the Seeton kids got older, they played further and further from their own backyard. They played in the alley. They played to the end of the block. They played all the way to Stony Creek, then across the creek and into the park. But they never went further than Mama Seeton's whistle. It always found them, and she called them home for dinner and chocolate cake. So they're still kids and they like to go play. We wish we could go all those places right now, huh? As the Seeton kids got older still, they traveled to all corners of town. Skippy Seeton rode his bike to the north end where he snacked on his favorite mulberry tree. Sheldon Seeton rode his scooter downtown to visit Papa Seeton, who is a driver for Radio Taxi. Stuart Seeton rode a skateboard to the park, where he made friends with the monkeys in the zoo. Think about their characters. What do they like to do? Sophie Seeton ran, but she didn't go anywhere in particular. She just loved to run. And every day at dinner time, Mama Seeton whistled. And what happens when Mama Seeton whistles? The whistle wasn't loud and it wasn't fancy, but it went in all directions. It flew through the talk of people and the noise of cars and buses. Always it found the Seeton kids, wherever they were. And home they came, biking and boarding, scooting and running. What were they going home for? old days became the new days. When the Seton kids grew all the way up, they left town because that's what grown-up kids do in the new days. Skippy Seton went north, where he became a forest ranger. Sheldon Seton went east, where he became the captain of a ferry boat. So there's Skippy and Sheldon. Let's see what the other kids did. Stuart Seton went to Africa to make the acquaintance of mountain gorillas. And what do you think Sophie did? What did she always like to do? And Sophie went everywhere. Sophie ran marathons, races all over the world. Of course, they were all too far away to come home for dinner. Every day, Mama Seton went to the back door, but she did not whistle anymore. She still baked a chocolate cake, but only once a week. Remember, she used to bake it every day. So, how's Mama feeling right now? Look at Mama Seton. Time went by, as time does. Our nest is empty, cried Mama Seton. Papa Seton tried to cheer her up. Not really, he said. We two old birds are still here. Mama Seton smiled. But it was a sad smile. She missed her children. Of course, the Seton kids missed their mother too. They wrote to her and sent pictures. Every day, at least one letter came through the mail slot in the front door. But for Mama Seton, it wasn't the same. She longed to touch a face, not an envelope. Time and again, she said, I miss the old days. Look at the kids, look at the characters. One day, Papa Seton looked across the dining room table and saw that his wife had not touched her dinner. Why do you think she's not eating? He had an idea. He helped her up from her chair and led her to the back door. Okay, he said, whistle. She gave him a look. Are you goofy? Not at all, he said. If you just pretend it's the old days, maybe you'll feel a little better. So what's Mama Seton gonna do? Mama Seton whistled. She had to try 3 times, for she was out of practice. The whistle was not loud. It was not fancy, just a simple 2-note whistle. But pretending did not make Mama Seton feel better. No, pretend children came running down the alley. All she felt was disappointment. She went back inside and took a nap. I wonder what's going to happen. While Mama Seton was napping, something happened that no one has ever been able to explain. Her out-of-practice whistle flew down the alley and through the neighborhood and through the town and across the country and around the world until it found every one of her children. Are they going to go back home to Mama? Skippy Seton came down from his treetop ranger lookout. Sheldon Seton docked his ferry boat and left the first mate in charge. So where are they going? Stuart Seton waved so long to his furry friends, and Sophie Seton veered away from her race and headed for the nearest airport. Where are they going? Are they going to go see Mama? There they are. Soon, all 4 Seton kids were cutting up chocolate cake and laughing with their Mama Seton. And Mama Seton's days were both new and old. And she was happy once again. Time went by, as time does. And now the Seton children have children of their own. And when they call them for dinner, they do it with a whistle. It is not loud. It is not fancy, just 2 simple notes that fly through the talk of people and the noise of cars and buses until they find everyone. of Mama Seaton's grandchildren. Oh, how do you think she's feeling now? So think about how Mama Seaton felt at the very beginning of the story, and then how she felt during the middle, and then how she felt at the end. And think about all the characters, because we're going to be talking about this week. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you later.